Hello, I'm Mad Muse. Campus Live Radio, what it do? We got DJ Rain on the ones and twos, and I gotta give a shout out to TQ. And I swear to God, this is y'all year, so take off and don't have no fear. Just play them what they wanna hear. That brand new shit up in there, yeah. They got the dopest hoes around here. I rock the beat and I let them steer. They keep your airways oh so clear. And every show is like a world premiere. Bangers like gunplay, it's going down on Sunday. They take a break on Monday, then it's turning up on Tuesday. See ya lot.
See ya lot. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another show of Campus Live Radio.
Yes,
you know what it is. It's your girl, Sabby Stab.
Of course.
And I'm sitting next to
your boy, your nephew, your uncle, your granddaddy, and all that in a bag of chips and dips and hot sauce, Mr.Dramatic, also known as Jason Warrior. And now you make some noise.
And we can't forget about DJ Rain. He always saying we forget about the DJ. So you already know the dopest DJ on campus.
Yes.
Not even self-proclaimed. And we already know why y'all listening. We're ready, and you already know we have the president in the house today. President Baker is here with us today.
Yes, the president of Northern Illinois University, in the lab, in the studio with us today, in the flesh.
This is not a phone call, people.
This is real. This is real. Check the Instagram page. It's real.
Hashtag facts only.
Okay.
All right, so you want to go ahead and get straight into the interview, or
what's up? What you want to do?
Well, we're gonna go ahead. Just
go ahead and get straight to the interview.
Yeah, just go ahead and get straight to the interview.
All right, Mr. President. All right, so there's been a couple of questions. We've opened up a poll and asked students to answer or ask questions that they would want to be asked to you. And here's some of the questions that we have. As you're ending your second year as president of Northern Illinois University and entering your third, what are some things you can say you were not expecting to endure?
Well, a few things. One is the state.
Oh, let's make sure the mic is on.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, there we are. Now we can hear him loud and clear.
I wonder why I couldn't hear myself. All right, thanks. I'm honored to be here.
Yes.
Couple things. One is the state budget challenges. As you know, the governor suggested we have a 31% budget reduction in higher education. That's hard. Didn't expect that. I know the state's got some serious challenges and the legislature's got some tough decisions to make, but that's a pretty big hit on higher education, particularly after we've lost about $25 million out of our budget from the state over the last 12 years. So big hit there. And we've had, across the state of Illinois, a 17% reduction in higher education enrollment across the whole state for public universities over the last 5 years. That's a big drop. So I didn't expect to see those things, but there's some really positive things that I've seen too. I think our alumni are really leaning forward, wanting to work with students with internships and mentoring, and that's just exciting. And the partnership opportunities along the pipeline of higher education down into K-12 and preschool, I think people are trying to work together to help students from before they get to kindergarten all the way on through education and then out to get a job. I think some of our partnerships with industry have been great, or the national labs. You know, we've got the Fermi Lab and Argonne Lab and great scientists right up the street wanting to partner with us and do research with our students. So some great assets I didn't know were going to be as closely coupled with us.
Okay, yeah, I definitely see that that the alumni are like trying to get back, because I walk past the going home into class. I walk past the alumni building and everything all the time, and it's always full of people. Always. And I see it's always like meetings and everything that are always going on. So I definitely see that they're trying to give back.
We've been talking to the Alumni Association or alumni across the country actually about providing internship and mentoring opportunities for all of our students. And it looks like the biggest predictor of a student getting a job when they get out is if they've had an internship.
Yeah.
And it really helps you learn while you're in school if you're out practicing it. So like you guys are putting on a radio show, if you want to go into broadcasting, what a better thing to do than practice it here rather than get out and say, hey, would somebody hire me? You got to have that experience.
Yeah, and a lot of radio stations require actually 5 years.
They do
to prior. So it's almost like, where do you get that experience? So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I'd hire you two guys. You're ready to go now.
Thank you.
Thank you. So okay.
You three guys.
Can't forget about Rain.
We always forget about him. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the next question. You spoke about budget cuts. So speaking of budget cuts, there was a rumor that basically Douglas was being closed down and everything because of budget cuts. So a lot of students are wondering, with the Douglas construction area, what are the plans for that area, and how will it be beneficial to both the campus and the actual students?
Douglas was a tired building, as you probably know, 50-some years old, full of asbestos, and we had to decide, do we want to spend a bunch of money remodeling it, or do we want to tear it down and, in this case, put a road through? So we're going to take Lucinda straight on out to the Convocation Center, and believe it or not, Lucinda is a straight shot out to the Convocation Center. So this kind of links to students' concerns about parking. There's a ton of parking out there, right? So if we had an express bus that went from the lot at the Convocation Center down to Holmes, you could be there in, 4 or 5 minutes? So I think we can solve a lot of parking problems by having an express route that just runs right down there. Then you don't have to be messing around, walking, and
right. So is this just like something that you're hoping to do, the express route, or is this something that's in the works?
Going to happen.
So the road will be in by the start of fall semester.
Right.
Ooh.
And the SA is looking at the bus route now. So the SA controls the bus routes. But I'm encouraging them to look at that so you could have that express route and just zip back and forth.
And speaking of the Student Association, how much do you have to, how involved are you with them?
So I meet with their leadership on a regular basis, and they're also involved in a number of committees. For example, the Program Prioritization Committee, the Resource Space and Budget Committee that looks at our budget and provides advice to the administration, and they have faculty and staff that sit on that. I've taken some of the SA members with me to Springfield to testify in the legislature. Dylan Domke was down twice this year, for example, the Speaker of the Senate. Raquel Chavez, who's the incoming student trustee and the vice president from last year, has been down with me to testify as well. So we try to work closely because we have to keep a tab on students' interests and what's important to them and how we're running the university.
So it is currently finals week that we're entering into, or we are already here.
We're in there.
And it's been a stressful week for a lot of students. And, of course,
I haven't
academics.
slept in 2 days. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Look, yeah, I can tell you're a little jittery there, but it's okay.
Like 3 cups of coffee, and I don't even drink coffee, so yeah.
Okay, well, with that being said, what number is our university in ranking of academic performance in the state, region, and country level?
You know, the academic rankings are always a little bit fuzzy. You can use the U.S. News and World Report ones, but we're around 100 in that out of the 4,000 in the country, so that's not bad.
It's not bad.
I think we were about 30th on the Social Mobility Index, and that's an interesting one that payscale.com puts out, and they look at graduates of universities to see about the income bump you get coming out of college, particularly for students that come from low-income backgrounds, and we rank 30th out of all those schools. So that's huge. We're right in the very elite group there. So I think that's a great ranking.
Yeah, I definitely agree there, especially because I can attest to being one of those students coming from a low-income background. This is something that will affect me personally. So I hope that will, that will actually affect me positively once I graduate.
Rather than negative.
You know, and our alumni that are out there are such great role models. You see people that are just, wow, amazingly successful. We've got alumni. One has started 3 pharmaceutical companies, and he's sold each of them for $1 billion or more. That's pretty impressive. We've got somebody that just retired as the chief financial officer for McDonald's Corporation. We've got somebody that's just retiring as a divisional president at Abbott Labs, and his company would probably be ranked, that division's about 100th biggest company in the country. So, we've got some amazing folks. And then others in the social entrepreneurship space that are going out and doing amazing things in local governments and not-for-profits.
Yeah, and sort of sticking with that, since you just talked about the campus and everything like that, How do you feel about the Chance program? Do you feel that it's an asset to our campus? Because I actually, before I came here, my roommate was telling me about her, people that she knows that, were involved in the Chance program and everything. So, and this is the only school that I know that has it. So,
and I'm a current Chance student
Are you?
as well, yeah.
Congratulations.
So, yes.
I think it's a great program. We've had it for, 45 years now. One of our trustees, Wheeler Coleman, is a Chance graduate, and he's currently the chief information officer for Blue Cross of Michigan. So he's gone on to have an amazing career, and to be a chief information officer is a huge position. So, yeah, it's a great program. It provides support for students. Well, what do you think? How's it working for you?
I love it. It definitely it gives us things that the traditional students that come in don't. And a lot of rumors that a lot of students hear about the Chance program that's not in the Chance program, they may think it's a program for students that isn't equipped for college, and that's not necessarily the case.
That's right.
There are some students that have high GPAs but just don't test well for the ACT, so therefore they can't come in through traditional. Yeah, exactly. I'm a bad test taker, and that's just the thing of it. So, I love the Chance program, and I would suggest a lot of students to come in through the Chance program because of the things that the Chance program offer. Now, if the Chance program was brought it out and was able to offer that to every student, I honestly believe that a lot of students would be better off.
It's not bad
because
advice.
a lot of freshmen
Yep.
come in as freshmen, and they're told to take these large classes like a biology. What is it? Bio? I don't. Okay, well, it's whatever class it is. Whatever class it is, these freshmen are told to take these classes. And they go in these classes with the mindset of, okay, they're going to pass them. But at the end, they don't pass these classes because they're not prepared to take this. And so I feel like if the Chance program was offered to every student, these students would be more aware of these situations.
It's interesting you mention that. Advising is such a big piece, whether
It
it's
is.
personal advice, academic advice, financial advice. And we just had the national organization that works on advising on campus to look at all of our advising in the university and give us advice on how to do advising better.
Yeah.
And so we've got a list of things that we're really going to be working on. And that came up last year in the Bold Futures workshop that we did in the spring. And we interviewed about 900 students, and advising came up as one of the areas where they wanted some work on. So that's why we brought this national organization in, and we're going to make a number of reformations coming out of that.
Okay. So still on the topic of academics, what do you feel have been the major social and cultural highlights of this school year?
Wow, where to start? I think we got off on a good foot at Move-In Day. I don't know if you guys participated in Move-In Day. Did you guys do that? Did you? Rain did. Oh, was that
and
cool?
I performed at the President's Picnic.
Was that cool or
It
what?
was. It was amazing.
That was a great venue.
It was amazing.
Down on the quad by the lagoon.
Yes.
With a giant Calder sculpture and the stage, and you guys, it was amazing.
It was a
lot of community that day, and I think we got off on a good step there, and we helped the students move in well. We had, a couple thousand people helping students move in over a 2-day period, including the mayor of the city who showed up. So that was incredible. We had amazing performances all year on campus with student groups as well as folks from outside. And, one of my concerns is we have amazingly talented students and faculty who perform on a regular basis, but our audiences aren't big enough, and we need to get the word out on that kind of stuff. Maybe this radio show is a way to do it, but there are just amazing performances every week on campus. So I hope we can do more of that.
Yeah.
Some of the sporting events have been amazing, including winning the MAC championship in football.
Yes.
And so I was lucky enough to go to Detroit for that championship game where we won big. And, athletics brings a lot of people together and builds spirit. We saw a lot of improvement in the men's basketball team this year. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, always fun. So we need to, again, let's get people out for those kinds of activities.
Okay.
And the last few weeks have been great, recognizing student awards and faculty awards, staff awards. The night student award ceremony was amazing with seeing everything that students have done throughout the year. And the research an artistry day was fantastic too, with all the poster sessions that the students had up about their research projects as well as the community engagement projects. All of those are great examples. And commencement this weekend.
Oh, I can't
Congratulations
That's
to the
gonna be
graduates.
graduating.
Congratulations.
Now, you spoke about about the talent, but what are some things that students don't know about you? Do you have any talents, any hobbies?
Talents or hobbies?
My favorite movies and things like that. What's up? Let us know. Yeah, introduce us more to the personal, the baker. Like, what do you
All right,
watch?
well-
What's your daily routine? What's like a day in the life of President Baker?
Well, there are no hobbies in the daily routine, I guess. But a daily routine, I wake up at 5:30 or 6 and then check out the email and make sure that I've gotten everything taken care of before work. And then we start our staffs. We have a staff meeting at 7:30, 2 days a week, and other meetings start 7:30 or 8 o'clock. So we get the senior leadership together, and then that's followed by, if I'm on campus, a series of meetings with the dozen or so people that report to me, or student groups, or staff groups, or faculty groups, or community groups. I'm in Springfield quite a bit this time of year with the state legislature, talking to legislators or testifying in hearings. I'm also in Washington, D.C., talking to legislators there or working in the agencies. Also out quite a bit trying to raise money for scholarships and building projects and those kinds of activities. So it's a 24/7 thing. And then I end the day with a radio show. Actually, it's not the end of the
Little
day.
plug
the best
there.
the best thing
Little
to do.
plug
Best.
there.
I save the best to last.
The president's cooling with
So
Campus
basically,
Lab
if you
Radio.
think your day is busy, it's not.
It's not. 'Cause I thought my day was busy.
Yeah, right. Okay, so sort of staying along the lines of the school here, and then we're gonna go ahead and address the rumors. What is the 2020 vision? A lot of people want to know. I kind of want to know myself. What is it?
So
Or Vision 2020. Sorry.
the Vision 2020 was a report that was written before I got here, and it was looking at the year 2020 and what does the university want to look like. And so when I got here, and it was to be the most student-centered public research university. Not bad. And that laid the foundation for us as we worked on the strategic plan for the university as I came in. So we, last summer, developed a strategic plan with a focus on student career success. We want you to be successful here, but get ready for your life and your career. And we do that by linking students and faculty with the outside world. So you're getting those hands-on experiences. And without those hands-on kinds of experiences, you're not ready. That's right. So we've asked all of our departments to work on that. Where are you in the triangle? Are you faculty, staff, students, or are you part of the support system in the middle of that triangle? And how do you strengthen all those legs? And therefore, how are you fulfilling your part of the strategic plan?
Right. Right.
So that was the jumping off point for that.
Right. So sort of going into the rumors.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start off light. If printing quotas are going to exist, can we advise professors not to make not to ask us to print so much,
Please.
because we have to print a lot.
A lot.
And
I was assigned a 10-page paper.
oh yeah, I was assigned a 12-page paper. No, my roommate was assigned a 12-page paper. I was assigned a 9-page paper, and it ended up coming out to be 11 pages, thanks to Google Docs. So yeah.
So that's crazy, huh? So at the University Council Friday, Tuesday, when was it? Last week, Dylan Domke, who's the Speaker of the Senate, announced a committee that's being put together to try and make a green policy for assignments. So you don't have to print them out. You can email them.
That would be love.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah. I was going to say,
Yes.
just getting ready to say, yeah, safe assign saves lives.
It does.
Yeah, so I think a lot of faculty be fine with that. And the Student Association has worked with our Vice President for Information Technology, Brett Coriel, and they've put back in the $7 for next year. And that'll give us a little breathing room, I think, to look at the green policy and see if we can just do it electronically and not have to hassle with the prints.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And
I like that.
that's, most of us want to edit and do all our work online. We don't want to do it with a piece of paper. So I think that'll be helpful.
Yeah, same.
Okay. So, some more on the rumor side. So earlier in the semester, there was, actually not too much earlier, just kind of recently, there was a lot of talk going on campus about the Center for Black Studies being removed. What is your stance on that topic?
Yeah, that would be a bad idea. And I'm not sure where that rumor came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how these things pop up and get
Yeah.
a life of
It is.
their own. So I'm glad you asked the question. Not true. In fact, we're bringing the the Association of Black Cultural Centers to campus. So this is the national organization that helps all the Black cultural centers and diversity centers in the whole country. And we're bringing the headquarters here from Knox College.
Okay.
So that'll be here this summer.
I like that.
Okay. So, going on with that. So why aren't Black Studies classes offered for general credits? How can we change Black Studies, and also how can we change it into being a major?
So I don't know the history why it isn't, but I can answer probably the other part of the question. How do you have more count in general education? We're going through a reformation of our general education program now. It's called NIU Plus, and Plus is an acronym for Progressive Learning of Undergraduate Studies.
Like that.
And the focus is on learning outcomes. What are you supposed to know and be able to do when you get out of general education and out of a university, not just which classes did you take.
Right.
What are the outcomes?
Mm-hmm.
Cultural competency's got to be part of that. Social
Right.
justice has got to be part of that. And so the faculty are looking at how do we do that? How do we change the curriculum? How do we change the way we teach? How do we do the co-curricular differently? And we had a meeting recently where Timmy Otoboji brought that question up as well, and appreciated him bringing it up. The guy, so there's time for us to have input on this, for students to have input on it. And Ed Klonowski is the acting associate vice provost that's doing that work for NIU Plus, and so he's been in touch with Timmy, and anybody can be in touch with Professor Klonowski. And I would say work through the curriculum process. The faculty own the curriculum. They approve what counts in general education and all the curriculum. So there you go. That's how you do it.
More with the whys, and
Yep,
more whys.
yep.
Why are students harassed by DeKalb's police department, and how can we change that dynamic of DeKalb's police presence on campus, which includes state and county? Recently, I've been seeing a lot of DeKalb police officers on campus rather than NIU. Like everywhere I look, every corner, there's a DeKalb police officer, and I'm just like, what's going on? Is it a quota?
So DeKalb police don't patrol on campus.
They just drive around?
They might go through campus from the police station up Normal or something to get to the other side, but they don't patrol on campus. So that's the job of the NIU police.
Are they not supposed to patrol on campus?
That's not their jurisdiction, although NIU police do patrol in some of the surrounding neighborhoods and do that in partnership with the DeKalb Police Department. So to get to your question about how would you improve relations, you do that by having a dialogue like we're having now. So I would say let's reach out. Let's reach out and have a dialogue with the DeKalb police and talk about, through our eyes, here's what we're seeing.
Right.
We're being harassed.
And share that. And then we would need to look through their eyes too and have that dialogue and find out what are the issues, and let's get it out on the table and figure out how we have a safe and just community. So the police officers raise their hand and take an oath to serve and protect.
Right.
Right.
And they do that with their lives. And I think they're here to do that. But they may be seeing a different world than you're seeing, than you're seeing through. So we got to sit down and have that. And you want a safe community and a just community.
Of course.
So let's have that dialogue and figure out what are the issues, how do we address them, and make a better community. I would love to have DeKalb be the role model for the country on how to do this.
Let's do it.
So I think that's a great project to take on, even this summer, to start having that dialogue if you guys are around.
Okay. So earlier we were talking about, talents and how much talent this campus, has. Is it true that the president's office is trying to remove the College of Visual and Performing Arts or the College of Education to save money?
That's an easy answer. No.
Okay.
In fact, as you probably know, Rich Hawley has taken another job. He's the Dean of Visual and Performing Arts, and we've announced Paul Bauer will be the interim Dean, and then we'll start the search for the new dean for the College of Visual and Performing Arts this fall.
I like that.
All right, so some people say you're trying to shut down Greek life. So what do you plan on doing with it?
That was a new rumor
Yeah.
in your questions. That's a good one. No, I think Greek life is really important. Builds leadership, does lots of community engagement and service activities, and is part of the fabric of the institution and has been here for a long time.
Yeah. Okay, so way back in, I believe it was December, some of us black students were protesting and everything like that, and a girl was hit
And
in
my
a car.
foot was ran over.
Yeah, and
Let's
his
throw that
foot
out
was
there.
ran over, and a
Your
girl
what was run
My foot was ran over.
and a girl who happened to be
Ow.
pregnant was hit by a car.
Yeah.
And it happened to actually be someone who worked here at NIU. He was the head chief.
Head chef.
Head
Head
chef.
chef.
Why did I say chief? No sleep for 2 days. So yeah. So what? Why hasn't it been responded to? Like nothing has been done about
And
it,
he's
or
back working.
nobody has said anything about it, and it's almost like it's just been sort of swept under the rug and left and thrown away.
He's back
Thrown out.
working in the student center.
So as I understand that, this occurred off campus, and the DeKalb Police Department was the one that dealt with this situation and has been investigating it.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I understand, no charges have been filed yet, and they're still trying to talk to some of the people that were involved in that. So we can't take a personnel action if no police action has been taken. So we need to wait for the police to do their work. So we would do whatever.
And sort of following up on that, I guess I could ask, like, how long do you estimate? Because the DeKalb police could take forever to do something, or because they don't really want to do anything. So, or if they don't really want to do anything, they might just take forever to do it. So, like, at what point do you say, okay, I have to
Now
take
we have to
action
step
on this?
in.
Right.
Because this was students on campus, and I'm pretty sure it was heard about in other locations as well. It was in the newspaper. It was on the news. And, this guy's excuse was he was tired and he was trying to get home. But that gives you no reason to run the red light and drive into a crowd full of people,
Well, I don't know all those facts of the case. That's why I'd want to wait for the police to have the investigation and present the facts before I would make a decision. So,
Of course.
for anybody, you need to have the facts in front of you.
This is true.
Right.
I would think that would be coming to a conclusion here pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but like I said, I wouldn't want personally for the police to take a really long time to sort of, try and address it, and then it just goes on and on and on forever, and it's like by the time we leave, we still have it in our heads, but we've really forgotten about it, and it's like, okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and keep them because they haven't done anything about it,
I understand.
Okay. So if the state funding does indeed get cut, what programs and services will be the first to get cut here at NIU?
I'm anticipating we will have some cut, but I don't know how big. I don't think it's going to be 31%, but we are going to have one. So before I speculate about what's going to be cut, I want to see how big the reduction is. And then also on the revenue side, what are our revenues going to be? So to balance a budget, you have to look at the revenue side of the house and then the expense side of the house and how those two match up. So the revenue side of the house is two main areas that it comes from: tuition and fees and state support. So it's about 60% tuition and fees, 40% student support in the operating budget of the university. Go ahead.
I was just getting ready to ask. So if budget cuts were made and everything like that, tuition would increase.
No, we've set tuition for next year.
Okay.
And we've been working really hard to keep tuition, fees, room and board down.
Right.
So last year we had, for incoming freshmen, they had flat tuition, fees, room and board. Tuition went up a tiny bit and room and board went down the same amount. So it was flat last year. This coming year for freshmen coming in, there'll be $577 less because we reduced the board piece.
Right.
Almost $800.
Yeah, I had heard that Stevenson, I think, had it decreased.
Well, everybody.
Okay.
It's the same for everybody. Now, one other thing that I was talking to Rain about before we went on the air, and I don't think enough students know about this. This spring, the trustees changed the tuition charges such that once you get to 12 credit hours, you don't get charged for any more after that. So if you take 15 or 18, you're paying the same as 12.
That will be a lifesaver
Yeah.
next semester.
It will.
Oh my God. That will save my life next semester.
So y'all heard it here first on Campus Live, and out of the mouth of the president of the university himself. New tuition policies have been taking effect. 12 credit hours would be the most that you'll pay for from here until who knows when. So that should just make everybody feel better. I know it makes me feel better. I'm looking even more towards graduation now. Like, I'm even more geeked to get ready and then make it out of here. I just wish this was here in 2011. Loans are going to kind of kill me. But yes, so y'all heard it here first. And before I know you have a time constraint, but before we get out of here, the last question I want to ask you personally is just, what do you feel were the hardest decision, or may have been the hardest decision since you've been the president here at the university?
Well, a few. One was last year we had to reduce our budget by about $20 million. And to take $20 million out of a $250 million operating budget is a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
So we had to do that by developing a new budget process, and some principles to guide us on how we make those hard decisions. We had to do that because we had reduced enrollment and therefore reduced revenue from enrollment, and a small decrease from the state. And so that was a lot of hard work, and I want to thank the former CFO, the interim CFO, who's now left us, Nancy Suttonfield, as well as the provost, Lisa Freeman. They worked with a lot of people throughout the university to put that together, and that was hard work. And we did it by essentially freezing all hiring and then just hiring back where we absolutely needed to meet the needs of the students and other key folks around campus. So that was hard work. And then I've also done a lot of restructuring at the university and made a number of personnel changes. So those are all difficult things to take on.
Well, any more questions that you guys want to ask? I don't have any more questions.
Okay, well, I guess I'll sense just one more question.
Go for it.
So you already sort of spoke about this a little bit, but what is your 5-year plan for NIU?
Well, my 5-year plan would, again, focus on student career success as the keystone goal, and then implementing this triangle plan that we've got with students, faculty, and the outside world hooking up in a triangle supported by the staff and support services in the middle. We really want to create those hands-on opportunities like you guys are exhibiting tonight, running this radio show, and really getting you ready for life and career or graduate school or travel in the world or whatever you're going to do when you graduate. But that hands-on experience, you've got to have that so that you're not just book smart, but you're ready for life and career.
Yeah, that's so important.
So I would like to build that out so every student has those opportunities, whether they be an internship or a mentor or an international study experience or a service learning project, on and on. We need undergraduate research. We need to have those experiences for all of our students and kind of be a shining light. And I'd also like to have our students working on important social issues, let's say poverty reduction, working together collectively on those critical social factors so that even if it's not what you want to do as a career, it's something you want to do as part of your life and contribute back to communities and build society.
Especially because a lot of the classes, me personally, that I've been in, we talk about poverty a lot and poverty reduction, especially especially this semester. So it's like, that would be something that, that we all need to do, that we all need to contribute in order to, actually have, effects.
Agree.
Absolutely. And if we don't deal with poverty, all of our other problems aren't going to be solved. So that's a big one for all of us to work on, locally and nationally.
Well, all right. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. No, that was
I don't
myself. That was me.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
No, definitely. We definitely appreciate you coming out. I love President
and
Baker.
NIU appreciates you coming out because, everybody,
they've been
waiting.
asking.
Everybody has been asking when are you gonna be here, and I personally think that it shows actual character, and I'm glad that you're here because then you can actually address it, and it won't just be rumors just floating around. Now, rumors are always gonna come up. but you know, at least you're here to sort of squash these.
Well, have me back, and I'll answer the next round.
Let's do it.
Now, the question I was just sitting there brainstorming. So, coming back in the fall, if we were to have this again, however, we would do like an open forum type of thing, like broadcast lab, and have a student audience. Would you be willing to come back?
Sure, you bet.
And take care of that? All right.
Let's do it.
I like that. That'll be great.
All right.
I'm looking forward to the parade. The parade you and your wife have planned.
We did that last weekend, man. You missed
Really?
it. The Artie
Did
Gras.
I miss it?
It was on the front page of the paper. You can look at it
No,
Forward.
there. It was like the place to
Looking
be,
back.
man.
I just got upset.
Bummer.
I just got so
You're probably
upset.
studying, though, right?
I don't even know what I was doing. To think about it.
It was like
What
all
was-
day
what was I
Saturday.
doing last
There was
week?
art everywhere all over town and buses running people around.
I'm so
and
upset
bands
because
and
your wife
acapella
had
groups.
emailed me. Your wife emailed me, and she wanted to know if my organization would be willing to be a part of it. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And then, we
All right,
lost
you got plenty of
contact.
time to plan for next year now.
Right?
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get in there next time.
All right.
We'll get in there next time.
Well, thank you for having
Yes.
us. We are going to go ahead and spin into this music break.
Quick
really
music break,
quickly.
really fast.
All right. Thanks for having me
Thanks
again.
for
Wait,
Go
before
Huskies.
before you leave, can you say this one quick time?
What?
My name is President Baker, and Campus Life Radio is the greatest radio.
My name is President Baker, and Campus Life Radio is the greatest radio ever.
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate
Thank
you.
you.